was 1965, and amongst the turmoil of the Vietnam War, America was changing. The civil rights movement was in full swing. Marches and protests were breaking out in the South. For one particular California native, it was a call to action. Irving Katuna, who was 36 at the time, worked at a predominantly African-American school in San Francisco. Katuna was raised Jewish and was aware of the struggles for African Americans. The main point of conflict was the right to vote. Some states made it hard on African Americans to vote by using poll taxes and various other tactics to change what the 15th Amendment said. Katuna knew this wasn't right.
And here I am going to work every day in a black community. I knew what blacks were all about. I knew what American citizens were all about. I knew the good from the bad, intelligent from those who weren't as educated, and so on. And I said, this is wrong. This can't go on.
Katuna wanted to act on his emotions, but did not know how. Then a tragedy hit that changed his life. His sister, who lived in New York, died unexpectedly. He felt grief so far away, but found a way to celebrate her life.
I wanted to do something. I thought I'd make a living memorial. The idea occurred to me to make a living memorial for my sister and go to Selma, Alabama, and participate in what was going on.
The idea was there, but he had no clue how to get to Selma. A visit to the family rabbi changed that. He was able to go with 5 Jewish rabbis who had already made plans in Selma. Without knowing much about the trip, he left for Alabama.
This was a time of great fear and trepidation in the South. It was a great period of fear for us. We were all nervous. We didn't know what was going to happen.
They immediately found that not all white people were racist in the South, but they were scared. During this time, a march attempt from Selma to Montgomery occurred. The goal was to go talk to the governor about voting rights. The march was stopped only 6 blocks in, where a massive amounts of police using brute force beat down the group on a day known as Bloody Sunday. Katuna was arrested multiple times for outrageous charges such as picketing without a permit. This only made the African American respect stronger for him. After Bloody Sunday, Martin Luther King organized another march from Selma to Montgomery. Before the march, Katuna had a memory he will never forget.
And one of the rabbis said, "Irv, I want you to meet Martin Luther King." And he went ahead and stopped him. And I spoke to King for a few moments. And I wished him well. I told him that I was there from San Francisco, and I was very happy to be able to participate in this very important movement. And he told me how glad he was that we had come in there.
The march was successful and took 5 days to reach Montgomery. Less than 5 months later, President Johnson signed the Voters' Right Act of 1965. Katuna came back to the Bay Area and carried the message of civil rights by giving speeches of his experience.
Martin Luther King prophetically almost always said, "And I may not get there with you. I will be with you, but I may not get there with you into the promised land."
Perhaps electing President Obama is a sign that says they got there.